Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Today let's talk about medical examination. And no, by no means, I'm not a doctor. This is not a medical advice or anything like that. And for that matter, I'm not an attorney either. This is all the information that I'm giving you in this video is taken from the official source, which is USCIS.gov, and it's immigration related. You're going through the immigration process. You're about to get your green card. Adjustment of status, residency, congratulations. But if you are in that process, you know that as part of the process, as part of the application, you have to go through this, yes, dreaded medical examination. Now, in this video, we're not going to discuss anything medical, but in this video, I will give you as much of information that you need to be prepared whenever it comes to documents, whenever it comes to finding a local approved, they call him surgeon. This is not really a surgeon per se, but according to USCIS, this is your local surgeon who performs these medical examinations specifically for immigration purposes. Okay, so let's get into it. As you guys can see, I have USCIS.gov open in front of me. This is the official U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services website, and hopefully by now you're already familiar with this website if you are at the stage of the immigration process where you need your medical examination. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to forms, which we usually do. Then we go to all forms. And if I remember correctly, it is the form I-639, I-693, all right, not 39, I-693, report of medical examination and vaccination record. So we're gonna go here, and this is the page that will help you throughout pretty much the whole process of getting this done. Alright, so there is a form itself, which we will talk about in this video. I'll show you how to fill it out and which parts of it to fill it out. As you find out later in this video, not everything will be filled out in this form, and it's not even going to be signed until you are done with your medical examination, which is very, very important. And also I will show you how to find your local doctor. So let's start with that. Let's start with finding your local physician that is authorized by USCIS to perform these medical examinations. So in order to do that, we're going to go to related links, and here you will see find a civil surgeon, and that's what I was talking about. The surgeon, not necessarily a surgeon per se that performs surgeries, but the doctor that performs these medical examinations. So we're going to open this page in a different window, and I will put this link in the description below so that you can find it easier. And here, once you type your zip code, which I will use as an example, one of the local zip codes here in Florida, Myers, Florida. Yep, there you go, search. And as you can see, the list of all the doctors that are locally here, and there's quite a lot of them. There's 10 doctors locally in this zip code that are authorized to perform this medical examination. Okay, so obviously one of the things as part of the medical examination you will have to do is to reach out to your doctor, local doctor authorized, that is through this page, not some random doctor that you found, through this website. It's very, very important because the doctor has to be authorized by USCIS to perform this examination, not any random doctor, any random physician. Obviously you will call them at their number, whatever their number is, schedule the appointment. All right, that's one of the things. Okay, now we're getting back to this page right here, which is I-693, report of medical examination and vaccination record. This is the form that you will have to be prepared with, and you will have to take it with you to your medical examination. So I'm going to open it, and we're going to go through it, how to fill it out, what you need to fill out, because it's very important. Some of the parts you will leave blank. Okay, so I'm going to open this PDF, and I will also put that in the description below. And also, we're probably not going to use it that much in this video, but I highly recommend, before filling out this form, going through the instructions. It's a separate PDF instructions. I will put it in the description below, and basically along the application form, right? I'll just call it that. If you have any questions, you can refer, and if these questions I did not mention in this video, you can refer to the instructions, and each section you can see is in great detail. Everything is explained, so it's very easy to follow your form, your application, when you have the instructions open. I highly recommend it. Now, before we get into this form, I wanted to mention that right now, July 2022, I'm making this video. These forms, they keep updating, they keep changing, so something might not be exactly the same that I described in this video. It's normal because they keep updating. You know, maybe in a year and a half I will make an updated video. Just keep it in mind that some things might not be, you know, exactly the same as you see in this video. So we are starting up. Obviously here, this is personal information about you, about us, and as usual we're going to use John Doe. This is our example person that we fill out, and John Doe, as if you watched any of my videos, he applied for asylum. He was in a pending asylum status, and now it's time for him to apply for the adjustment of status. And in order to do that, he needs to go through medical examination. So he is filling this form out for his medical examination, for the adjustment of status, getting his residency, green card. All right. So obviously, your last name, your first name, right? So Doe, John. You can fill all of that out on the computer. You don't have to. You can print it out and fill it out by hand. But I highly recommend the fields that are available to that you can fill out on the computer. Do it on the computer. It makes it much clearer, much easier. Whoever is reviewing this form, they're not going to have any excuse to make a mistake. All right, if you type it up on the computer. Obviously, it's physical street address, male, female, date of birth, city, town, village of birth, straightforward, country of birth, alien registration number. If you are at this stage of the process, you definitely should have the alien registration number. It's going to be either on your asylee refugee card, or it's going to be depending on what kind of case you have going on, depending on what kind of status you have. In different documents, you will find that alien registration number. It might be on your employment authorization document. It starts with letter A, and then you have, I think, 6-digit or 7-digit number. You fill it out here. USCIS online account number. Now, that is not necessary, but if you have filed anything online, like for example, employment authorization document, I think, I'm not sure if they still allow to file it online, but at some point you could. So if you did, whenever you created your online USCIS account, some people got their account number. Some people didn't. Some people did. If you did get it, you can put it in here. It's not necessary. If you don't have it, no big deal. Just don't leave it blank. Just put none if you don't have one. All right. No blank fields. As I've mentioned it in all, I mentioned in all of my videos. Don't leave any blank fields. If it's not applicable, put N/A for not applicable, or none for none. Okay. So moving on. Applicant statement. Basically, it's applicant statement regarding the I can read and understand English. That's really it. That's what you are stating, right? So this is going to be here. If you don't know how to read English, if you don't understand English, then obviously your interpreter is going to be here. Moving on, we have applicant statement, contact information, certification, and signature. Okay, this part right here is very, very important. None of this you're filling out just yet. And you can see the note here. This one is very, very important. Do not sign or date form I-693 until instructed to do so by civil surgeon. It's the doctor. So this one is going to be done after you complete your medical examination. So you will go 1 day, 2 days. Usually medical examination takes 2 days because there are certain vaccines that you're getting on 1 day, and then on the second day you can get them all in 1 day, although it depends on your vaccine record, or we'll talk about it a little bit later. But once you are done, your doctor, your civil surgeon, whoever you're going medical examinations through, he will be or she will be filling out, and I'll show you right now, this part right here. summary, part 6, summary of medical examination to be completed by civil surgeon. And if you are interested, if not, you don't have to, but if you're interested, you can go through all the stuff and see what it entails, what kind of information will be taken, and approximately what will be done to you during the medical examination. All right, and you see all of this different things, different remarks, different diseases that you have or you don't have, and obviously it will be all determined from that medical examination. Once it's all done, your doctor, the civil surgeon, he will put all his information, he will put his signature, he'll put his stamp, he will have you signed that, and then he will put this form into all together with a bunch of medical results, test results, into a sealed envelope. That sealed envelope you cannot open. You have to keep it closed. You cannot open it. You will have to send that sealed envelope together with your application and all of that sort of stuff for the adjustment of status for the residency card. And you will see, if you go through the instructions to apply for green card, you will see that requirement there. That envelope from the medical examination from the doctor, it has to be sealed. And before doctor seals it, he or she will ask you to sign this form after you are done, or before or during the medical examination. It really depends on the doctor, right? How they're doing their process. So once they do that, good to go. Okay, one thing that I wanted to mention about vaccinations really quickly. As you can see, there is a vaccination record here. If you really want to be prepared for your medical examination, I highly recommend obtaining, if you can, because sometimes it's hard to do for an immigrant, especially because you're coming to a different country, from a different country. Obviously, all your records, all the whatever, is somewhere else, and you don't know if you can get it, right? Sometimes it's really hard. But if you can get your vaccine record from your country and present it to the doctor, a lot of the vaccines that are required for you to be able to move further in the application process for green card, a lot of these vaccines, the doctor will say, oh, you already got this, you already got this, you already got, for example, MMR, good, you already got hepatitis B, you got the whatever, hepatitis A, whatever, you already got this, so you don't need to get them now. Good. So that saves you time. Instead of 2 days of medical examination, you might only do 1 day. And also it saves you unnecessary stabbing, okay? Stabbing by the needles, okay? So, which I'm not a big fan of this whole medical procedures. So to me, this was the hardest part, I think. Whenever I was going through my immigration process, this was the hardest part for me to do. But I survived. Barely. Okay, so that's one thing. Be prepared with this form. You already have it, fill it out. Be prepared with your vaccination record, because it can save you a lot of time. Another thing that will be very, very helpful for the doctor, and they will ask you, is if you have any record of any kind of illnesses, major diseases that you have. It's sometimes good, sometimes we don't remember them, so if you can obtain that will be very helpful. For example, if the doctor asks you, because the civil surgeon, he or she, they will have to determine whether to give you some vaccines or not based on whether you had a certain disease or not. For example, like chickenpox, they will ask you, definitely, did you have chickenpox when you were young? And if you say yes, I think they say, okay, you don't need a vaccine, or I think they say, you do need a vaccine. Like I said, don't take my word for it. I'm not very good whenever it comes to medical stuff. But your answer, yes or no, will determine certain vaccines. So being prepared with that information helps as well. So hopefully this video was helpful to you whenever it comes to preparing for your medical examination from the document. From the document side. Again, whenever it comes to the medical examination itself, I can't really give you much detail because I'm not a doctor. The only things that I can tell you, you will get a bunch of vaccinations during that time, you will get your blood work done, and you will get your basic kind of medical tests like you know, blood pressure, this and this and that, you know, whenever they do like a physical, right? So this is gonna be very similar. Now, once you are all done with that, once you have your sealed envelope, you can find the information where to file here, but you don't have to bother with this because you already know with your I-485 application to register for permanent residence, and it's here, right here. So if you're curious, if you want to know where to file that envelope, this envelope, the sealed envelope with your medical examination results, will go together with your whole application package, I-485, and I've done a separate video on filling out I-485 application to register permanent residence or adjustment of status, and that information will be here. Direct filing addresses for form, and depending on based on what you're applying, it will be different addresses. For example, in this particular example, I said that John Doe, he's applying based on asylum refugee. So there we go, based on asylum. Okay, let's say he's in Florida, and for USPS, this is going to be the address. For FedEx, UPS, DHL is going to be this address. So, sorry, I'm going through quickly with this stuff because I don't really want to waste your time with too long of a video, because I'm assuming that you already know this particular information. But, like I said, if you do want to learn more, check out the video that I've made specifically on the form I-485. So, as always, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I regularly do videos where I just go through all your questions and answer them in the video. So check out those videos. If you want to see them, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.